So you and I both know that this TikTok ban isn't about China, right? It's all about Palestine. And this is a sign of a much larger shift that's happening in the US right now. And that shift essentially is a shift from a centralized world where information comes from up top to a decentralized world where information comes from each other. And that is a terrifying change for the US empire. I mean, just listen to this clip from Representative Gallagher, who's a sponsor from this bill, where he gives a reason for why TikTok needs to be banned.
Foreign adversary control of what is becoming the dominant news platform for Americans under 30.
See, that's a really interesting quote, the main news source of those of us under 30. But why would that matter so much to Representative Gallagher? Oh yeah, it's because he's taken thousands from AIPAC and he's complicit in a genocide being live streamed on this app. From day one of this conflict, Israel has lost the InfoWars because of apps like this. Statistics show that pro-Palestinian content is viewed 5 times more than pro-Israeli content. And Israel is very well aware of this discrepancy. And it's not because we're anti-Semitic or that we're agents of China, it's just because we have human consciousnesses and we're not getting our information through the traditional ways anymore. Like for decades, I could count on 2 hands the number of white men that controlled the information landscape in the US. But TikTok has become the exception to that, and that lack of control is terrifying. In order for propaganda to be truly effective, it needs to be generational. And what that means is you spread propaganda to the current generation, those ideas get imbued into their head and then passed down to their kids in the next generation, and then those ideas are further reinforced by the media that the next generation consumes. So through this process, you can generationally propagandize an entire population until the views and the positions of the government become the default truth. But now we're entering a world where the information doesn't come from up top. It doesn't come from institutions like the government or the newspapers. It comes from each other. It comes from our phones just literally recording what's happening on the ground and showing each other. And that breaks the generational propaganda chain. And that is a huge amount of power for the US empire to lose, and they will do everything they can to maintain control. So this is just the first step. This is just the first attempt at maintaining control of their information landscape. Expect to see much more bullshit in the coming months and years as they try to get a handle on this and adapt to what this new world is going to look like.